Hey guys, welcome to the Duke It Out podcast. I'm your host, Duke Watson. We have a special guest today, a comedian and musician. Samantha Archual. I introduced you. Usually I say introduce yourself, but fuck it. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I'm glad to have you on today. This is gonna be a good episode.
It's already been fun.
Yeah, I was already talking to you about how you like my girlfriend's favorite comedian when you walked in today.
Awesome.
Yeah. She was upset she couldn't sit behind Cam today.
Oh, yeah, definitely tell her thank you so much.
Yeah, I will. She'll probably watch this, you know. Maybe. I try to get her not to watch it because I had Jimmy on. It would have been a couple episodes ago at this point, and he asked me to see a picture of my penis, and it got weird.
I showed him.
Yeah, exactly.
You did? That's hilarious. Oh, my God. What do you say? I want to know his reaction. You're like, watch it.
He was like, thanks. I don't exactly remember, but he just was like, John Brown's podcast, they never showed me their penis, and I've asked them multiple times. And I was
hilarious.
like, well, I got something on the brown petri dish. I got something on the brown petri dish.
You want a podcast with more penis.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to.
Yeah.
That's what we have here. Oh my gosh. Oh man. So how long have you been doing the comedy thing?
I did my first set December of 2017. Yep.
And you have won the Funny Stop contest before.
Yeah. We were talking about Harvey. It's like, I would have not won without Harvey. He did kind of fight for me for that.
Really?
I was not supposed to share the win with Martin Malloy, but yeah, He
said he was like, you deserve that win.
Yeah, he said that, and it was awesome too because it was the first set where I really was just being myself. I wasn't how it's so performative when you're starting out.
Yeah,
but you really got to find that just natural voice. It's so hard to find.
I'm kind of getting there finally. Finally, some of my jokes feel right now.
Yeah, and how long have you been doing comedy? When did you start?
6 months ago.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, 6 months ago.
I thought you were definitely at least a year in. That's crazy.
I've been interviewing people for almost 2 years and talking to people for stuff like that, just doing that. But it's not comedy. But being able to have funny moments in podcasts and just being able to be conversational has helped. But I'm not a person who could talk to the crowd. I can't do it.
Really?
Not yet. I can. Maybe if I tell myself I can, I would.
You should try Drew's.
It's different now. It's a different show.
But he changed it again. Did you see? Now he's having
a host and whatnot.
I think he's having more comics do 15.
Yeah.
And he said you can do your set now though.
Yeah.
But I loved the first way he was doing it too.
Yeah, I did too. That was fun. That was so much fun. I think they should do something like that. I want the Funny Stop to have a Tuesday show where there's some type of topic game. I see them all over social media with different comedians in different cities. So they do them different ways where it's people write topics and you pull them out of a hat.
Oh, that
and
sounds
you have to
fun.
everyone writes a joke about. There's different ways to play sometimes it's a projector and they put 5 words on the projector and jokes about that.
They should do that because they have a projector.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's that. Then there's everyone writes down something funny when they walk in and put it in a hat. You could do something fun to help people, help the amateurs get their writing skills up.
I do like that idea because the only thing that I didn't like, and it's nothing against the show, it's just crowd work in that vein. It becomes roasty, and it's I don't really want to roast people.
Yeah, I'm not that type of person.
Me either. It's
I have to know you for a while to be able to want to tell a roast joke because I don't know where your soft spots are, and I don't want to strike a vein with a roast. That
happened to me. They were saying I was doing bad. I was the 3rd or 4th time I did that, and I was not connecting with the crowd, and I was fuck. And then Drew was saying on stage, he was you're not mean enough to do it, And then I came back up and I did roast people, but I touched on a person's their marriage, and I was I don't like that.
Yeah, but also I already said something, John Brown's podcast. So shout out John Brown, I guess today. But because John Brown said to a couple, He said it to us, me and my girlfriend, but he does it to couples on crowd work. He'll be like, so who slept with more people before you guys started dating?
Oh, that's
He'll just
hilarious.
ask that question. You guys are like,
That's really funny. Who has the one where they ask what like race is your least favorite?
Liam Salvage.
Yeah, that's so funny. It is Liam. Yeah, that's so funny.
Actually, you know what? Let's do, because you brought up Liam here, I put out a post asking for questions from people who check out the show, any of my supporters on all my social media. So anyone who's like, even just knows about the show, I sent out a question. And Liam sent in the first question. So I am going to
awesome.
Pull up.
Is this the wacky genre of questions?
No, this is from, just from. This is like a written-in question. This is our first written-in question. So shout out to Liam Salvage. Liam Salvage, I think, is scheduled to come on this next month. Okay. So nice. You guys will see him in a couple weeks. But Liam said, if you have to kill one random person, you have to. Oh. How do you choose which person you're going to kill?
Trump. I would murder the fuck out of him just because that would be amazing. And it sucks because liberal people. Yeah, well, and liberal people aren't the ones who assassinate, so it sucks so much because he would have been assassinated forever ago. But
in the old days. Oh yeah.
I mean,
you know why I'm surprised he wasn't is because the one thing that a lot of people liked about him was the fact that he didn't follow the rules, the norm.
But it was all for selfish. He has no morals or integrity.
He's doing it for his reasons. He wasn't doing it for the people he was representing. It's not the same. Mm-hmm. But
that I guess was just out of anger. I have a lot of anger toward him, and I would be able to murder him, I think.
Yeah.
But was the question more like how would you want to torture a person?
No, it was who would your person be?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
But while we're on the Trump topic, I think that's one of the things people liked about him. The people that did support him.
Yeah, they were like, drain the swamp or whatever. Yeah. And he like made it swampy. It was his own swampness.
That's one of the things I did respect about him because I'm one of those people who kind of like don't care.
You said you're more conspiracy too, and you're not like trusting of the government.
Yeah.
So I can see that.
So the reason I think he would have been assassinated is because the people who want the system to run the way it's been running, he disrupted the peace in D.C.
Yeah.
And presidents who have disrupted the peace before have been assassinated. Mm-hmm. And I was shocked that it didn't cause such an issue.
Yeah, and he just should be in prison. It's just like, yeah, he's
him not being
gotten away with way too much.
Someone not trying to assassinate him made me more sus of him.
Well, I think it's though because like it's always liberal. It's like Martin Luther King, John Lennon. It's always these peace voices that get assassinated. It's never like the terrible right wing people that are spreading Nazi shit. You know what I mean? And it's because liberal people are like have morals, I think, but not. Yeah. I'm not like partisan. I just mean the liberal like progressive versus mindset. Regressive.
Yeah, and there's this thing. I think a lot of people that classify themselves as liberal and progressive today are very conservative in the way that they act. Because traditional liberal and progressive, the foundation of being a progressive person is promoting the freedom of speech. The freedom of speech is the foundation of progressivism, and a lot of people
it's the birth of our nation, too.
Yeah. And that's what the progressive side of our nation has always protected.
Yeah.
Until the last 20 years. Now people that claim to be progressive are trying to limit free speech, and they're coming at comedians, they're coming at entertainers.
Yeah, that whole side.
And that's the liberal side, when that's not a liberal, that has been the conservatives for the past all of history. Catholic conservatives were trying to silence the voices of different people, but now
voter suppression, like even today, that's like a huge. Mm-hmm. I had like a job where I was doing videos and shit on that, and it's like disgusting, especially Ohio.
Yeah,
which is real sad.
It's messed. The whole system is fucked.
Yeah, it is. I used to be super politically engaged. But then after Trump, I was fed up with Romney in 2012.
Yeah.
So it's like 2016, like when he ran and got it, it was just like.
If I was doing comedy at the time, I would have voted for Trump.
No.
Yeah, 4 years of content. What are you talking about? Joe Biden's so boring. You can't make jokes about it for the jokes.
Oh my god. No, he.
Just for the humor, because I wasn't doing comedy yet. But if I was, I would have done it for the comedy. I kept him in there for
That's
the joke.
hilarious.
Because I wish I was doing comedy when he was in office. There was so much stuff he said that you could write jokes about.
But it was almost too much. It was like the market's flooded with Trump being stupid.
Yeah, but they put him on the media so much more than they have any other president. They were
wet because I think that no one thought it could really happen. Like even SNL did that skit with Chappelle,
Mm-hmm.
where everyone's watching the election and then so surprised at the end. But yeah, it's like I guess his point was white America wasn't ready. But yeah, like I did not think he would ever win.
Yeah.
But you're right. They gave him so much like of a voice in the media. It's all
and it was the people
media's
against
fault.
him. It was the people against him. When you try and create hate for someone like that, they tried to write this hate narrative. It only inspired the people that didn't necessarily hate him yet.
Yeah, they were like digging their heels in defense.
Yeah, when you come...
Did you hear that he did
aggressive.
like a speech where he talked about vaccines and then like people were booing him?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's getting out of his hands. Like he created a beast.
Who?
Trump.
Oh, look.
Like his followers now, like if he talks about vaccines being good, they're like, fuck you.
Well, that's a weird thing too. I don't know what side or opinion I have. I just think some things are weird. I think it's weird how when Trump was rolling out the vaccine at the end of his thing, all of the Democratic people were all over Twitter like, I'll never take a vaccine administered by Trump. And then now look at the vaccine and the way it's going with people.
Well,
on social media, because in reality, people aren't that crazy about it.
And the core of that, though, I think is the disgusting, like, profiting of medicine. Like, the Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson, that was all for money. Now they're coming out with a new vaccine that's literally, like, an actual cure. They're not doing it for money. They're giving it to the world. And it's
nice.
like...
Who is?
It's like, I didn't look into it. My dad was telling me about... It's like... They're like, I think they're a university.
Oh, it's a university?
Yeah, it's like actual just scientists that wanted to fucking cure everything.
That's amazing.
And it will get rid of all influenza and COVID viruses. It's like an actual vaccine.
So it'll be all, what is COVID? What's that kind of virus? SARS? SARS, right?
Wait,
COVID is SARS too.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
So the SARS is like the type of virus. Like influenza is the flus and SARS are COVIDs.
Yeah.
Right?
I think you're right.
Because there was the original SARS in the early 2000s. My mom got it when she was pregnant with my younger brother, right?
Oh my gosh.
And my younger brother has been exposed on 4 occasions to people in like dorm things,
shit.
right? Never has got it.
Oh, that's crazy.
And like my family all got it once. He was the only one that didn't get it. My mom thinks that because she had it while she was pregnant with him, the COVID-1.
That's interesting.
That he had
just like a natural understanding of how to fight that.
Yeah, his body had some type of immunity to the first one. So when he was exposed to the second one, his body beat it right away, and now he's got the antibodies.
That
is. And I'm like, that's a super interesting theory. Like that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So get sick when you're pregnant. That's what I'm saying.
Be reckless. Yeah. Get out there in that pandemic.
Yeah. If you want your kid to not be those kids who go to college and then they like get kicked out because they vomited all over the dorm and like had alcohol poisoning and they get in big trouble at campus because they it's their first time experiencing alcohol. One way you could avoid that is by drinking while you're pregnant, so they have a tolerance.
I don't think it works with actual poison. Drink gasoline or drink cyanide so your baby will be
invincible,
immortal.
Perfect. Yeah, I think we're scientists here. I think we're being scientists.
Yeah, I think we're getting on to some fucking interesting topics. Yeah. So honestly,
we're definitely in that science. Oh, let me answer Liam's question.
Oh yeah, you need to answer.
I'm all over the place.
No,
that's what makes this show fun.
Yeah, that's we keep it spicy.
This is Agnes' most random podcast. Because I can't keep a train of thought.
It works out.
If the host could keep a train of thought, maybe it wouldn't be so random. No, but Liam, how I would pick who I would kill.
Yeah.
I would pick them.
Yeah, who would you pick?
I think I would just go online and look up pedophiles in the area.
Oh, okay.
And find the one who's committed the like most vulgar one, like who has the like someone who has like 2 offenses or something like that, within like a radius. You know, I'm not going to drive an hour for murder.
Pedophile. Yeah, I'm not going to inconvenience myself. You should just go to the one that tells you who's in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like I'll just walk down the street, do a quick murder.
Yeah.
But pedophile is a good one. But have you ever seen the movie M? It's like an old. I saw it because of a film class in school. But it's like a German movie that was made in like I don't know. I think around World War II times. But it's about like. It's weird that it's so old because it's about like a pedophile who's murdering and pedophiling these kids. But at the end, like when they catch him, it's like they have this empathetic thing with him, and he's like, I don't know why I black out, and it's like weird, but it's like blacking out wouldn't be. I don't think that's how pedophilia works. I don't think you black out.
I don't know. Maybe
but it is like, weird to think.
He could be like schizophrenic or something, you know, or bipolar,
like multiple personality.
Because those are all, I think, intertwined things like bipolar, schizophrenia, multiple personality.
It's a great movie though. It doesn't come off bad, but excellent movie. But it's weird to think that every pedophile pretty much has been pedophiled, and then it's like, yeah, if you got pedophiled, if you got pedophiled at like a young age. It's like that obviously that's gonna affect your sexual shit, and then it's like, oh, that's sad, but also the victims are children, so it's like murder them. I don't know, it's crazy. It's like
Well, you know, some people are pedophiled and they just like to be peed on, you know, and their sexual stuff is definitely strange, but they don't become pedophile, you know. Some people...
The pee was it's such a specific fetish to like conflate with pedophilia.
You know, yeah. Instead of turning pedophile, we gotta appreciate the people who like to be peed on.
Yeah, specifically. Like that one fetish.
Or the Cleveland steamer, you know? Whatever you're into. You know?
What's your favorite fetish that you've ever learned of? If it's funny or you think it's like cool. Because that's fun to talk about.
I don't know. I actually, one of my jokes, my jerk-off joke, one of the first jokes I wrote, it's not, I don't know if it's really a fetish, but my buddy, when we were freshmen in high school, we were on the football bus on the way back from a game, and he's like, bro, you gotta check this out. This is the best shit on Pornhub. And like, he was being funny, and he pulls up Brazilian fart porn, and it's just Brazilian girls eating each other's asses and farting into each other's faces.
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
It's hilarious though.
They're like super pretty.
Yes. They're
that makes
beautiful.
it funny.
10 out of 10 girls just farting in each other's mouths.
Oh my god, that's gross.
Yeah, and I haven't been able to stop eating farts since I've seen it.
Yeah, now I'm addicted. It's a problem.
Literally, so I hear a fart across the room. I'm
my girlfriend.
Over there with my mouth open. You know?
Trying to capture them in bottles.
Oh my gosh. My cousin, sorry to expose this. My uncle told me this story about my little cousin. They were in class and they farted. And they didn't want anyone else to smell it. Yeah. So they decided they were going to smell it all up. My uncle just told me that story last like a week or two ago.
I just imagine them like getting out of their chair and running around.
Oh shoot! Oh man! So
that's hilarious.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about you and your comedy here. We have you won the Funny Stop contest, and how long was that into comedy?
It was June of 2019.
So you weren't even doing it a year, or were you doing it a year?
I had all of 2018,
all of
and then into June. Yeah.
So like almost 2 years.
Yeah, and then pandemic happened. What blew my mind about the pandemic, because my whole comedy career, I felt like if I wasn't performing like 2 or 3 times a week at least, I couldn't call myself a comedian, or at least sometimes you're just chongs if you didn't get like another gig.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like once the pandemic hit, I couldn't go out for so long. I think it was like a year and a half I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then when I came back to comedy, I feel like I had so much time to like reflect and work on my mental health that my performance, my stage presence is way better than it would have been if I would have never let myself fucking do that.
Yeah.
So that's why I just told you I took like January off, and it's like it's so important to like fucking it's like comedy is not, it's definitely a muscle and you have to stretch it, and performing is so important. But like some people can be naturally more funny than what others. Some people don't get it.
Yeah.
And it's like if you have like a sense of humor, and then you're in your way because of anxiety and shit, which that's what I think my biggest roadblock is. If you tear that down first, then like my goal is like in my 30s I want to go somewhere where there's more opportunity, like Chicago or something.
Chicago.
I love Chicago.
My thing is like when I'm like a year, like 2 years in, I want to go Austin, Nashville, somewhere warm that has a comedy scene.
Ooh, nice. I bet I've heard good things about Nashville.
Nashville's great. I mean, they got like Theo Von just came down there, and he spiced up the scene a little bit, so he lives down there a lot. And
that's
so
cool.
does
my brother told me, he was like, you need to watch Theo Von. He's so funny. Yeah, I haven't really
so
seen a
does
set from him yet. I love Nathan Bargatze. Oh my god.
They both live in Nashville, so like those that's people who can. Those two people are big enough to like keep a scene exciting and bring in new talent. So there's got to be a lot of good people who are under them featuring and headliners in the city. Who, like,
True. Have you ever been to Denver? I would love to live in Colorado, but Denver's sick. Like Denver's awesome. I love that there's no like cars. They have like a constant bus situation.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that so smart?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like bam, constant buses.
I wonder if we'll ever see a time where like we actually have like a system that we feel is efficient, like
future shit.
Yeah, like cause like what we have right now, it doesn't feel efficient.
It's old time. How are we still on the first iteration after horses? Like we're on cars.
Yeah.
How are we still on cars?
There's a flying car that just came out. Did you see it?
I've heard that it was in the works. It came out.
Yeah. Here, wait. Let me find.
Is that Tesla or?
No, it's a flying car.
I'm surprised it's not Tesla who made it. They're making robots over there. You heard about that?
Are they?
Oh, dude, it's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally. Pardon me.
It's pretty much a plane. Look at the pictures here. Its wings flap out and it flies.
Sorry. Like it's really funny looking.
It's stupid
because it looks literally like car plane.
It's literally just a car plane. Yeah, it literally just has wings. I was expecting
more of like a
It's a super long car. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. But that's like on the market.
Like doing, I don't know. Maybe if you're
it's
a
just
billionaire.
like like ultra rich people.
I just don't. I don't see why we want flying cars. I don't understand why we want them.
Yeah, why do we need to be in the sky?
I feel like we should want electric powered trains that have solar.
Exactly.
Solar trains that run over the whole country that are sonic trains,
And they said that they can make road out of a material that's naturally derives energy, like solar shit, and they can make the roads out of that. Yeah. It's like, okay, why are we fixing the roads with cement right now, or whatever the fuck we use, tar?
Well, we don't have any money.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I don't know what they're doing with my money.
Your tax money?
Yeah, what are they doing with it?
Honestly, what are they doing with it?
I want a receipt. I want a receipt that says every dollar
We're
where
gonna
it was
audit
spent.
the government.
Yes. Yeah. There's this comedian, I don't know where he's from, but he just got on the news a bunch off of TikTok that went viral about him asking his landlord. He was applying for an apartment. And he asked the landlord, he said, hey, can I get a reference from a previous tenant saying that you're a good landlord?
Oh, yeah.
And they
were like, fuck you.
They were like, fuck you, no. They removed his application.
Damn.
For the apartment. And then he went, he's from Australia. That's it. He's from Australia. And then like the Australian head of real estate was like, I mean, that's not an unreasonable request to ask for.
It's not, yeah.
And I was like, damn, why don't they do it? Why?
I know, everything's on the businesses. We like have a worshipping, capitalism worships business.
Yeah, and we have this social credit system here pretty much where it's like Yelp, everyone's rated. Everyone's got like some stars out of 5, And
it takes so long for good behavior to get you anywhere, but bad behavior fucks you up.
But we have this system that we're doing that. Why is that system only for some things, Why isn't it for everything?
Do you think it would be applicable or beneficial to have one for like social? Like I think it's China and like South Korea?
China's just kind of fucked up.
Yeah, China. I'm so scared of China.
I don't think what you Google should prevent you from buying a house. That's how it is in China.
There?
Yeah, like what your internet history is tracked on your social credit score. So if you're looking up things that don't align with the Communist Party, you will not be able to get your social credit score in China is tied with your actual financial credit. So like you can't do you can't block someone's ability to buy a house because they're an asshole.
Yeah.
But like having social credit is a natural thing. People
it builds up like your reputation precedes you, as a saying.
Yeah. What's it?
But what's interesting?
It's not
I
an
don't want to bring it back
oligarchy.
to politics.
It's not an oligarchy. It's oligarchy is the rich people. It's it's some kind of archy.
Describe it a little.
Meritocracy.
No, I don't. I heard that. I can't remember what that means.
Meritocracy is
on your merit.
Yeah, on your merit. So if you're a good person, or if you're good at what you do, you make your way to the top. If you're the best person at what you're doing, you should be the number one person in that
thing. That's true. In terms of so it's rated on performance.
A meritocracy is like what a business should be.
Yeah,
like,
it should be.
If you're the best worker in your company, you should get the promotion.
Yes.
Not the person who's best friends with the boss or the boss's cousin.
Yeah, it's so much networking and like people, if they like you, it's...
Like Rogan always says that comedy is the closest thing to a meritocracy we have because...
It's who's the best at it.
Who's the funniest gets the stage.
But also there's a lot of networking.
There is.
There's a lot of networking.
But he says it's the closest thing that he knows of.
That's true. That's true. I think
the closest
performing
thing is
arts in general, foot race.
Yeah. You can tell who's the fastest.
real quick. Who's the most coordinated.
Exactly.
But even then it's like weird, like if a super short person was with a super tall person, that short person's fucked. Because his stride is not matching. You know what I mean? So it's like thinking about the variables in terms of like...
Do you think in the Olympics there should be height classes for running?
Is there not? Because now I'm like, might be a problem.
There isn't. It's just the fastest guys. They're all tall.
I guess that's true. Like, in all races, there's never a measure to make sure it's completely equal with stride.
It's just a human.
You're right.
There's no weight classes.
Yeah.
See, no, I'm against you. I disagree with you. I think instead of adding height classes to races, I think we should remove weight classes from fighting. I
agree with that.
I think we should just let big dudes beat the fuck out of little dudes.
Small dudes. Yeah, like figure it out. Get crafty. Yeah, use your resources.
Be quicker.
Utilize your strengths. Yeah, you're faster than him. How can you do so? It's like every fucking fight would feel like a boss battle at the end, like in a video game.
I think they used to be like that in UFC before,
they're like too many people. Small guys are dying.
Yeah, before they were big. Like I think that like they used to have like these like little dudes who knew like jiu-jitsu and throws and tosses that would actually beat the crap out of these big dudes who could throw big punches.
That's crazy.
Like back when
that'd be so satisfying to see. But sometimes there can be such a like.
Can you hand me a random high noon?
For show. Which flavor do you want?
Don't care. I do not care.
A mango man?
I'll take a mango.
These are good.
They are. They're more expensive than White Claws, but I think they're actually
made with real juice.
Yeah, I think they're actually better for you because it's not. So what they put in the White Claws is like the same alcohol that they put in a beer. It's like this weird
I guess all alcohols.
It's like some type of alcohol that isn't like something that I know, but this is actual vodka. It's just vodka in there. So like it's not like it's a type of alcohol I know how my body reacts to. And the White Claws have like whatever type of alcohol they put in there.
There's a message like women who are pregnant should not drink alcohol.
That's not true.
You're like, listen, society.
No, I do think you should let your kid drink in high school so he doesn't look like a fool when he moves out.
I think that we need to remove because I was an alcoholic kind of in college, dude. I loved drinking alone. I would watch like movies and then I would drink with friends too. So it's like, shit, that's a lot.
Yeah, maybe I've never really been like I like drinking a lot more. In college. I'm sorry for that loud sound. Oh, the camera shut off here. I'm just gonna...
Oh, yeah.
No, the sound's still going, so I'm just gonna do this. Yep, we're back.
Are we gonna...
Yeah, the camera's back.
Question time?
Yeah, it'll be questions in here in a second. What was I saying now? Yeah, but I've just, like in college, I was like in the morning, at lunchtime, in the afternoon, at nighttime smoker, all day,
oh my god!
So
do you smoke now?
Pot? Yeah, like not like.
Oh, you meant
weed.
Pot. Yeah. I was like, that's pot, so much tobacco.
No. I did the vapes, but like
Yeah. Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop out my Zyn.
What is that? I meant to ask you.
Oh, it's a nicotine salt.
Ugh.
So like.
Sounds nasty.
Yeah, it's like citrus flavored.
Kind of like chew, but better.
But like, yeah, there's no like tobacco leaves. It's just nicotine. There's no tobacco.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Does it like hurt your mouth? Because I feel like that's such a sensitive.
It's very strong compared to like if like you're a cigarette smoker or a vape smoker.
Oh, it's like a head high.
Yeah, if you're a cigarette smoker or a vape smoker and you pop one of
that.
those in, you'll get a head
You're
high.
like, whoa.
I actually I just pop them in on the podcast because nicotine gives you like this head rush that actually fires your synapses faster.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the one of the positives of nicotine is it helps creativity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you know what else helps creativity? I love this. There's like a study about it. If you fuck up your sleep schedule, like if you're a person that goes...
I don't have one, so maybe that's why.
Well, maybe you have like one you do more often. Like if you usually stay up late and then sleep in late, you could either wake up early or go to bed early, and it like...
that your rhythm.
Yeah, it makes you. They like tested people, had them do the same test, or like, well, obviously not the same exact one, but and it was like a high percentage they performed better when they were off of their sleep schedule.
Yeah, I've heard that if you do crack, it's really good for your creativity.
Methamphetamine. What it can do for the human ability. Like bath salts. I love the zombie. Do you remember? I was just talking to my dad about this, how there was that fucking zombie scare that happened. How old were you? Were you in high school?
When was the zombie
You're
scare?
21 right now?
Yeah.
That blows my mind.
I'll be 22 in April.
Oh, wait, what day in April?
The 3rd.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Are
Well, I'm
you
the
an April
25th.
birthday?
Yeah.
You're in the 25th?
Yeah, so
That's
you're an Aries.
my younger brother's birthday.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
That's random.
Yeah.
And it's weird that you're both April.
Yeah.
Dude, all my family, my mom,
So
dad, and brother are
Taurus.
October. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it makes sense. I'm like, this conversation's awesome. Aries and Taurus are like friends.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
say that's like
me and my younger brother are like the people. Like I talk to him all the time.
That makes sense.
It's always great conversation. Yeah. Here, okay. So.
Oh yeah.
Let's do this. I have a cup from Taco Bell.
Do you care if I have another watermelon one?
Yeah, I don't know if there is another one. I think there's only 2 of each, and I drank the other watermelon.
Oh, you're right. Let's see.
There's pineapple, mango, passion fruit, I think, left.
I will try passion fruit.
So I popped 2 questions out of this Taco Bell cup, and that's going to be a new tradition about 30 minutes into the show. It's a new segment.
Yeah.
And, all right, are you ready for the first one? Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, do you believe in manifestation? Because if you don't, you're about to.
I already do, but yeah.
How long do you think you'd survive in a zombie apocalypse?
I'd kill myself. I actually thought about this a lot because zombies are a huge part of my life. And I seriously, I want to have a gun for this reason because I'm not going to be dirty and hungry and tired and then probably going to get eaten alive for years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you watch The Walking Dead? There's an episode where they shit on the people that would want to kill themselves. And it's like, what are you living for? Like, if society is over...
Yeah, I don't know. Because we're still animals inside.
Yeah.
And animals survive the best they can. That's my question. Did the zombies eat like dogs and cats and bears?
Some movies they don't. Like Dawn of the Dead, the remake, the dog could go through with the pack on its back to the gun store guy. So they don't eat them in that. But in Walking Dead, they eat horses. It's like, that's like an off. Yeah, that's like...
Because do they eat everything? Did they not?
I feel like they would eat everything.
So
there was a movie that had like a zombie elephant in it. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, that makes more sense if they ate everything.
Yeah.
Because
then they're an animal.
Yeah.
They're just like cannibals specifically.
Yeah. So wait, when was this zombie scare that you're talking about?
Oh yeah. How did we skip over that? That was like I want to say.
You manifested this question.
Yeah. And I've had exclusively zombie dreams from like my whole life almost.
Really?
So
you got recurring zombie dreams.
Yeah.
I got recurring shark dreams.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm always on a raft
fighting
a shark. I do like sharks.
Have you seen the movie Jaws?
Yes.
Great movie.
Heard of Jaws.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie. I love Shark Week every year. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite movies ever, actually.
Jaws?
Mm-hmm. It's like one of the best horror movies. Because it's like, I didn't watch it until my 20s because I was like, how is that going to even be interesting?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, artfully written.
Film class when I watch it. So like
me too.
The movies I watched in film class with people with like the teacher who really appreciated film are the best movies I've ever experienced because they like really like talked about like what it really was all about. Like the movies I got a deeper understanding of through that class. I love,
What movies did you watch?
Shawshank, Jaws,
I've never seen that one.
Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah.
man, we watched a bunch of movies, but any movie that I see from there, it's like I have way more appreciation for that one.
I totally know what you mean.
I love film
saw
class.
Do the Right Thing in film class, and that was like, that was a experience. Pay It Forward.
I think the Pay It Forward movie was religion class. I think the guy was cool. Never mind.
I can't remember Pay It
Still
Forward.
like that. Yeah, it's just a movie about like doing
good deeds,
doing good deeds,
being a good little Christian,
and it coming back to the whoever started it. They got their good deed back eventually.
Aww.
It followed the person, like it followed a good deed, and each person
and it did circle back.
It came back. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
Aww.
Too bad that's not real.
Yeah. It kind of made me sad hearing it. I was like, if only. But,
no, I think it is real.
What would you do? Because you have to answer it too, right? I would definitely not want to be bothered with like having it. I can't handle how animalistic society is already. So like uncivilized society, I'm like, we're fucking animals actually, and I can't handle it.
I feel like that would be like my prime. Because I don't know how to
Would you become evil?
Yeah,
or
probably.
like
I'd probably be a bad guy.
If you got superheroes, would you be a villain?
I'd be like anti-hero. Like you could hire me. Yeah, you could hire. No, I'd be like you could hire me to do good stuff for you, but also like I'll kill the rival heroin sellers.
Yeah, it's like I do whatever. Like if I'm on the vibes with the person, my client.
Yeah. Literally, I'd just be like
you'd be a hitman,
a mercenary. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be like a hitman.
I'd rob a couple banks, but also like I wouldn't hurt anybody.
And it's like, who the fuck wants to become society's fucking like janitor?
Yeah.
It's like, no, they have superpowers.
Yeah, but if aliens popped up and started attacking us, I would try and save the planet.
I would fight the aliens.
I would fight the aliens. Yes.
Isn't it crazy that the government was like, aliens have been real, the pandemic's happening, who cares?
Yeah, aliens,
I feel like you have some opinions.
Yeah, aliens are real as shit. The only reason I know...
What do you mean?
The only reason I know...
What does that mean?
They're out there, man. They're out there.
Well, how do you know they're shit?
They probably don't shit.
No,
I don't think
I thought you said they were shit, like, you know who they are and they suck.
Oh, yeah. No. Aliens are real as shit. Like, they're real. They're 100% real.
I believe in aliens.
I know because this one made me lick its nipple. True story.
Oh my god. To get a bank loan. Like, it's not even sexual. Like, that's hilarious.
It was just, that's how he collected DNA. He needed a sample and like...
I'm out of probes.
Yeah.
My nipple.
No, he's like, it's not weird, dude. He's like, just don't think of it as anything more than like, I'm just collecting data and I'm not even gonna kidnap you because like, you're cool, I told him a joke and he was like, I like that,
Have an alien laugh.
Yeah. I was like, I used to jerk off. And then I kept doing it.
Yeah. Want to see a picture of my dick? then he shows you his and you just feel like less of a man.
No, I feel like aliens don't even got dicks.
It's like,
I feel like...
we assume aliens would be hyper intelligent, but... Well, I guess to reach us, they'd have to be smarter than us.
If they're visiting us, they're going to be super intelligent.
But maybe
if we were to
real
find them,
dumb in other ways.
Yeah. Oh, they're definitely.
They're like, we're real good at travel. They're like math. Like.
No, you need math. Math
for engineering, you do.
Well, math. Yeah, math.
It's true.
Do you know that math exists? Like it exists.
That's debatable, according to Freud.
Oh, I don't know about that, but...
Or Friedrich Nietzsche. I just said Freud.
I don't know exactly what that is, but the thing about math, I'm not like some genius or something, but from what I've understood is that math wasn't created. Language was created.
Yeah.
And history has been recorded. Science is science is a method of testing.
Yeah.
And math has been discovered because math exists in the universe. And we discovered math and how to figure out how things work. Because like math, we use math to
It's a methodology.
Yeah, it works. It makes bridges stay up. It makes guns fire.
So you're saying like the counting and subtraction and everything of everything was innate, and we discovered it as opposed to it's something that we utilize to understand our environment.
Yeah, because the universe is math. It's all just math. It's expanding at this rate through this by this formula. It's all math. It's all.
And Einstein was like, physics, formulaics, that's math.
Physics. Science is math. Science is a lot of math.
It's so much math.
It's using math. So, like, math was the one subject that you learned in school that was real. But they don't teach it in an exciting way like that. Why don't they tell us about what math is?
But it's hard to understand because we only understand it through numbers that we've invented.
Yes, we've created the way, like, just like...
math is our...
So, yeah, like, this can...
language for it.
Yeah, this can is however tall.
Yeah.
And it's that tall no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But if I took a ruler and measured it, we created this ruler to give an
I see what you're saying. You're saying that there's like an underlying mathematic formula for everything, and our life has been spent kind of...
Everything's measurable in some form or way, and we just create units of measurement. We didn't create math. We just found out math.
I keep saying Freud, the Nietzsche thing. Like, I was doing this thing in school about how, like, agnosticism is the only real religion because it's like, the truth is,
so
me too. Yeah, but it is the only real religion because it's the only one that says we don't know, and that's the fucking facts. None of us actually know. Faith, by definition, means believing something without evidence of it.
Yes. So faith, it's not a religion.
But someone brought up...
I wouldn't consider it a religion, would you?
What?
Agnosticism?
No.
I'd consider that a belief.
It's not a theology.
It's not a theology, or it's not the most real religion.
Anti-theology.
I was gonna say I love the Bible. Actually, I'm a
really.
Yeah,
I tried to read it.
So I grew up Catholic, and I went to Catholic school from kindergarten to senior year.
Wow.
So I had religion class every day.
Yeah. Was it like real Catholic or was it like Jesuit-y?
No, it's Roman Catholic.
Ooh, yeah, that's like Catholic. Yeah.
Like,
my dad went to a Jesuit school.
It's like gays go to hell Catholic.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Was it like...
But like they canceled that.
Yeah, the Pope was like...
Yeah, the Pope... Well, actually, I think...
Y'all be a lame.
Actually, I don't think the Pope said gays don't go to hell.
You're right. I think he just said that it was okay.
He said we can't persecute them. Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know his exact quote. I wish I did, but I don't know a lot of things.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't know anything.
Could fill a Bible with what I don't know.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, but he pretty much said don't be mean to gay people.
Yeah.
Which is pretty...
Like, stop being a dick.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
And it is true. I mean, Christians, like, I saw a thing where, it's such a good point, like, with the AIDS thing, there were Christians that were like, that's God murdering you for being gay, you know? And it's like...
That's not Christianity.
That's not what Jesus would have wanted.
Yeah, exactly. I love the Bible because if you take it for your own understanding, there's almost nothing in there that's bad. There's plenty of stuff that when you just read it literally, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But like
if you infer the meaning of it, you mean.
Don't eat shellfish.
Yeah. Don't wear wool.
Yeah, don't eat shellfish. Well, shellfish gave people food poisoning when it got hot and it killed people. That's life advice.
You're gonna love this quote, I think. I love Christopher Hitchens. He like debated religion and stuff. One of my favorite quotes from him is like, just as astrology preceded astronomy and alchemy preceded chemistry, religion preceded philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was our first trying to teach mankind something.
Mm-hmm.
And morals and all that. That's what fables are.
It was just keeping people safe, keeping people nice to each other. Don't murder your neighbor. Let's live together in peace. It's like the foundations of society.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
It is.
And it has become this organization, and organizations have corrupt parts and great parts. So like I hate people who are agnostic or atheist and are harsh to religious people.
Like hate it.
Yeah, that makes me angry. Because they're the exact same thing as the people that they are talking that they hate.
Yeah.
They're the exact same thing. So like, I just think no matter what, if you're Catholic, Muslim, Jewish, Christian, Hindu,
Buddhist,
that's all the religions I
know. Yeah, like.
And if you're any of those, as long as you're not like, fuck you to anyone in another religion, you're doing it right.
Yeah, honestly. And it's sad, like, if you look from the macro, I'm sure it's like, I feel like Christians, ironically, would be the ones that were the most superior feeling about it.
Yeah.
Just because of like the modern world.
Well, yeah, we made the calendar, Louis C.K. You know.
Yeah, that's so true.
Wait, was that Louis C.K.?
Yeah, I think he did. No, it's C.K. I remembered specifically the special you were talking about.
Yeah, because it's
wait.
like everyone has to live off of our calendar now.
Yeah, because he talks about the Mayans, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a while.
I don't know. I really
thought it was in the same one where he talks about the polar bears are brown. What are you doing as God to Christians because he gave us the earth? Yeah, it's like, why wouldn't you have to take care of it?
All right. Let's
yeah.
do a second question.
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
You get $1 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
You only have 24 hours to spend it and it goes away.
Oh my gosh.
What are you buying that day?
Ooh, that one I'm gonna have to kind of mull over, I think, a little bit.
And you can't like buy stock in Tesla or like buy Bitcoin.
Did you say I'm gonna die?
No. You have you get $1 million and it
it disappears.
The money is gone.
So you have to use as much of it as you possibly can.
As much of $1 million as you can.
Whoa.
But you can't invest your money. Like you couldn't invest your money.
You would just be like, I'll put it all in.
Yeah, I'd put it in Tesla and Facebook and big stocks, or I could put it all in Bitcoin. You know, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, that's dumb.
You could buy stuff that you could use.
Okay. And how realistic are we going about it? Because it's like buying a house takes so much time. So it's like
you could buy a house. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, one of my dreams is always to buy like a hillside, kind of like Cusco, you know what I'm talking about? Emperor's New Groove. Okay. Have like your own little hill with your family, like so your family's there like far but close.
Okay.
In paradise, like a little fucking nice mountain in Colorado in my head.
Get yourself a big old house in Colorado.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
If
everything could be paid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to hear what yours is going to be because I feel like I used mine bad, perhaps.
No, that's good. I probably do. So $1 million, right? $1 million, I would get a like $200,000 house, maybe $300,000 house. You know, something nice and comfortable.
Nice, yeah, like a nice house.
Nice and comfortable. That's not that crazy if you're near a big city. I'd go like somewhere near a city that I could drive 30 minutes and walk to 4 or 5 stages. You know, walk to 4 or 5 mics.
Yeah, that's the dream. Yeah, to be real close.
And buy something nice like that.
Yeah.
And then
because it sucks. It's only for one day. Because it's like if I had money, one of the biggest things I want to do with my life is like make like a movie. I would love to make a fucking movie. But that is hard to do. I hate the idea of doing it with a small budget.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's hard.
Well, that's actually one of my dreams too.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you done much screenwriting?
I have little bits.
It's fun.
Bits and pieces because I've got whole storylines, but the screenwriting part I've only done small amounts. Yeah. The actual getting the whole minute per minute out.
Right.
But what I do? So yeah. $300,000 house.
Yeah.
I would buy a Nissan GTR, the one from Too Fast, Too Furious.
Okay.
I don't even like cars, but that's the only car.
It's smart to get a good car.
Yeah, that's the car that I'm gonna die in. You know, when I'm on a Paul Walker.
Yeah, I'm gonna Tokyo drift myself off a cliff.
Yeah, exactly, on accident. but it's dangerous, and I don't know if I'm that good of a driver. But but I get a fast car, and
okay. Yeah.
Then what I would get is the best. I would spend $500,000 on a business that I would make. It'd be like Dream or whatever, because like Dream's my thing. I like dreams.
Yeah.
I like that idea. So it'd be like Dream Entertainment, and it'd be like the business, like the in-store business, and basically what it would be is like a movie theater in the back.
Awesome.
So like there's like a couple theaters, right? They play
your like movies you want in there.
Yeah, they play what I'd want. So like, but also they'd play like I'd have it play like short films in one, and like it'd be from local creators.
That's
and
cool.
It could be like people who like made it in that city, and so it'd be like short films all the way up to like full length feature films that have worked their way from the short films up to make like a real film environment in some city.
Awesome.
And then what it would do is you could buy a membership there, and your membership would get you like a green screen studio with cameras, or if you were a musician, it's pretty much like a recording studio.
Yeah, just like an art, having all the resources.
All the resources to do whatever kind of art you wanted to do would be in this building, and then there'd be theaters and rooms to show this art. So like you could do comedy there, you could do movies there, you could do plays.
Awesome.
So it'd just be like a really that's what I'd spend my money on if I got a bunch of money.
I've always wanted to have I would love to open a comedy club that is under that meritocracy. Like
the funniest person goes up.
Yeah, exactly. If you have like, you can just tell when people are like, oh, you have perspective. And that's what is innate in comedy. That's what they're listening to you talk. Yeah. If you don't have perspective, what are you fucking saying? Unless
that's hard. That's the hardest part of comedy for me. Yeah. Is because
it's hard.
For a 21-year-old, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I feel like I have a very broad picture for someone my age.
I would have never thought you were 21. Like I really never it's hard to even retain,
So I've got a big worldview for someone my age, but when it comes to perspective, that's not just your worldview, it's also your life experience combined with your worldview. And I lack life experience compared to some of the other comics who have lived 10 more years than me and had 10 more years of real life experience.
That's true.
So it's hard for me to relate to some of the crowds at the shows because the people at the shows are in their 40s.
Yeah, it's kind of an older crowd.
And to them, they're kid. They look at me and they're like, this could be my kid. They don't look at me and be like, this is an adult making jokes.
Huh, that's interesting.
But most of the time up there, I'm drawing parallels between me and my parents and our different generations. So
true, that's true. You do have to find that way to like break into that type. Like I found that because I have a lot of I don't know why my shit, like I have dirty words, but I don't think I'm ever raunchy. But it's like
I don't have dirty words, but it's always raunchy.
I do feel like it's like it's on dirty topics, but like I found that you really have to like
find that line.
Find the way to present it to your demographic, exactly.
Here, do you care if I run my latest bit by you?
No, yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I was thinking about the country. The state of our country of America.
Yeah.
And I think that our country should be like the badass hippie country. Like all the drugs are legal, where we party, we have great movies, like because that's what we're good
Amsterdam.
at. Amsterdam us. Yeah, but that's what we're good at here. We're good at creativity and movies and music and we have the stars here. So we embrace that and become this entertainment, very. Smart. Very hippie, very drug-friendly, all this place, but also we'll kick your ass, right? But realistically, I don't see our country as the cool, strong hippie. I see our country more like I see furry porn,
Why?
yeah. I don't know why they're dressed up like cats. Don't understand why. Sometimes I like it. But a lot of the time I'm just sitting there like, how did we get here? I want to work that idea into a bit.
I do like that a lot. I think like if you can choose an animal, but too if you can choose an animal that like relates to something else in some way, like I don't know if donkeys and elephants is too political, but like you know what I mean? Like then I think it would like full circle the analogy.
Oh, so yeah, I have another joke that references a cat. I could tell a joke after that.
I love cat jokes.
Yeah,
that's
you
funny
though.
Mine. Really? Is it like an anti-cat?
It's like
murdering of
cats? It just references a cat. It is a murder of a cat joke.
Well, to what you said about Amsterdam though, just like that made me think about. I watched this documentary about like this murderer in Times Square in the 70s, and like Taxi Driver. It was fucking terrible in the 70s in New York, and they had porn everywhere and like. Like they were trying. That was America trying to Amsterdam, and we like are terrible, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, why did it become dangerous and shit? Maybe the economy in New York.
Well, it's just
that's probably it.
In America, we're hard asses. We are. I mean, how we got here is we kicked everyone's ass.
And we murdered British people, lobster backs.
We murdered a lot of people.
Yeah.
We have fought. We have fought to have this country, not always for just reasons, but
Yeah, sometimes just cause.
Yeah, just because we wanted more land, you know.
We're just like, listen,
we
here
need
now.
something to do, you know. You know, you get bored at your house, you go steal your neighbor's house.
Yeah, it's like we hear you've been thinking about communism over here.
Yeah, exactly.
So
oh
now
my gosh.
America.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird world here that we live in.
Yeah, it really is.
But also like I heard someone talking about this the other day. I want to say it was Andrew Schultz on his podcast. But yes, maybe it wasn't. But like yes, America doesn't have a perfect history. We've murdered a lot of people and we had slavery and all these things we did wrong. Yeah. But we shouldn't make kids think America's this terrible, evil place as they're growing up. That's how, like, it's kind of how I was taught through school. That's what I feel like. Like my history teachers and my government teachers and stuff, they kind of paint it like we're terrible. We should just feel guilty for the way that this country is. But I think you have to, like, just like as a human being, you have to acknowledge your mistakes and not make them again.
Yeah.
But also, you can't live like you are a mistake.
Can't live in guilt.
Yeah, you can't live like you are the mistake. We have to have some kind of pride.
But I see definitely what you're saying. But it is also, like, so that's like
we're lacking some sort of pride.
How much do you delve into the negative and the positive?
Well, it's everything in life comes on a pendulum. Yeah, it swings back and forth. It's on a spectrum, but
a pendulum on the spectrum.
Yes, a pendulum
Interesting.
on the spectrum. Yes,
I love that analogy.
Everything in life is a pendulum on a spectrum. That's true because it swings
back and forth at all different fucking.
And it goes it goes this way, and you're like, oh, this is nice. Well, okay, we're too fucking far.
Yeah,
you know?
like oh shit.
It's literally like that boat ride at a fair, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You're all the way up at the top, like, okay, let's go back the other way.
Like, then there's one that goes all the way around. I guess that's probably what most of it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's maximum extreming.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take a quick pause because I gotta pee, and then we'll come back. I'll show you a TikTok.
Yeah, let me see the TikTok.
And then we'll talk a little bit more comedy.
Yeah.
Okay. We are taking a pause. We'll be right back. What it's doing. All right, guys, we're back again. I don't know if we were back for a minute or what, but we're back. And so, along with the 2 questions out the Taco Bell cup, the Taco Bell 2 questions. Actually, I'm not even gonna. No. Taco Bell, I'm not sponsoring you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. Free sponsoring?
Yeah.
Gotta
exactly.
Know your word.
Taco Bell needs to get behind this podcast, and all 50 people who check it out need to buy Taco Bell.
If they sponsored
us. But
if they don't.
If Taco Bell doesn't call me by the time this podcast comes out, don't ever go to Taco Bell again.
Ever again.
Okay,
boycott.
But besides that, I want to just add some random questions out of the thing, just to make it because I could just ask those questions, but then I pick them and it's biased, and I want to pull them out of the thing. So that's that new segment, and this new segment is I find a TikTok on TikTok, and I think it's funny, and I show it to someone, and you guys see it too. Thanks for coming.
Are you gonna like put it on the screen for them too?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna remove because I don't know if I know how to do picture in picture. If I can't figure it out from a YouTube video in 10 minutes or less, they are going to
just the TikTok.
They're just gonna get just the TikTok. Yeah. All right.
I'm excited to see this.
All right, let me turn the sound on and you punch that play button.
Okay.
So your girlfriend keeps poking your bumhole every time she walks behind you. Well, here's how you're going to get her back. Step 1, you're going to tell your girlfriend you've simply had enough of these cold winter evenings, and so you're taking her on a romantic trip to the croissant capital, Paris, France. Step 2, you pack your bags, book an Uber, and just as you're about to walk out that front door, you bend over to tie your shoes. Boom. Step 3, your girlfriend plunges her finger towards your cornhole. You brace yourself, take a deep breath, allow her initial entry, and then clench your cheeks and twist like an alligator drowning a baby gazelle. Your girlfriend's fingers shatter into tiny pieces. You see, those who live by the sword, my girlfriend, die by the sword. And today is your day of reckoning. Boom. Step 4, you simply head to the hospital, get her fingers sorted, make sure she's okay, and head home knowing she would never touch your cornhole again. Well done, mate. Justice has been served.
And,
I love that it's like a heist movie. Like,
yes, she hyped it up. Oh my gosh.
That was hilarious.
Shout out to at Community Patrol on TikTok for that TikTok. And it entertained me, so I saved it and I shared it on the podcast.
That was good.
Oh my,
Is that something a lot of girlfriends do? Because I would never.
Poke a bum hole? Yeah.
Just do that.
Girls just poke.
No.
Just as it's not even like a.
It's
like
It's not
it's like
weird.
you're in Walmart and you have to get something on the bottom shelf and she's like,
yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
I feel like that's a. Hey, yeah. If this has ever happened to you, leave a comment on this video, and we'll figure it out.
We might reply.
I think that's my new thing. So I'm just gonna awkwardly say stuff.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah.
I have a new thing every week.
Just keep changing personalities. Yeah.
That's another thing. Is I don't even know who the fuck I am.
I am having
comedy.
just specifically with comedy.
Well, not just specifically with comedy.
I was like,
but I don't know where I'm at. Like, I don't know where I align because everyone seems to be crazy. And I know I'm crazy too because I hear myself talk. And so I'm like, man, what crazies am I like? Should I join a tribe? Should
try.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It is hard to
not beat up Steelers fans. You just see them out in public in a Steelers jersey.
But yeah, I don't know. It is tough to fucking know who you are, and that's so much of what comedy is. I know what you mean with that. It's like if you don't understand who you are, you're kind of just trying to be someone else. Then
yeah, but I don't think anyone really exactly knows who they are until they're old, until they're real old.
You're right.
And so
50s.
The only way I can find to be true to myself is to follow my gut. Advice is great. At the end of the day,
you gotta follow your body knows sometimes.
That's how I live my life is kind of how I live my life like how I took tests in high school. I didn't study. And
what was your grade point average before you?
Oh, I was like a 3.3 student.
That's good.
Oh yeah. I never I was
That's crazy. You never studied.
I was that kid who wouldn't turn in any homework at all and just get zeros on all the homework, but I just get 100% on the test.
Is that how your school was if you got 100% on the test, you didn't even need to bother with the other stuff?
No, I just was B's because I'd have A's if I would have turned in the homework.
Yeah, but you were able to pull out B's just easy.
Just on the
test
taking.
That's impressive.
And it wasn't because I knew the subject. It was because I know how teachers make tests, and I'd be like, she put that there.
Is a C situation.
Yeah, and you'd be I was good
That's
at
impressive.
I was never super excelling in a subject, but I was good at understanding the teacher's hiding the answer in her wording.
Yeah.
And so I was just able to follow that and get
pretty good grades.
Pretty much A's on every test.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I had a 3.94 and I was in early college, but I was stressing, man. I thought it mattered so much. Yeah. And then you grow up and you're like, I could have done bullshit and wouldn't have changed anything.
That was for a lot of classes. Math, I wouldn't do the homework, but I would pay attention in class in math and just be able to do it. But I was never good. I couldn't do math in my head, but if I wrote it out and took my time, I could do math.
Yeah, if you had the formula.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, exactly. And I'm good at remembering stuff. History class, it was my favorite because I actually like history. I love history.
Yeah.
And remembering a date is not that hard for me. I'm a weird fun fact guy a lot of times. So I'll just whip out a fact that means nothing. That's my useless skill. It's I can remember dumb facts forever.
Do you have one to toss out?
Oh. See, they usually come up conversationally.
Yeah, not to quiz you. Don't feel quizzed.
I don't know.
But pop quiz.
But yeah, I just have a lot. I have decent bit of dumb facts, and I think that's what helped me with history.
Just being able to retain, you already liked retaining that type of stuff.
Yeah. And so history was not hard for me. English is, I don't know. I was just able to skate through school, and then I went to college and dropped out because it's not the same. You can't just skate.
You can't skate, yeah. And it's like, when you're like going from elementary to middle, they're like, they're not gonna take the bullshit over there, and then they do. Yeah. And then you go from middle to high school, and they're like, they're not gonna take the bullshit, and then they do. And then college, they're like, we're not gonna take the bullshit.
And some teachers did.
Some teachers,
Some professors did take crap. Some professors were all about the testing, and like I could get by in that class.
That's good.
But like also,
but that's true. You get those ones that are real sticklers.
Yeah, I my first week of classes, like I just was drinking with all my buddies all the time. So like we'd even like last class of the day bring a beer in our Yeti cup and like drink it in class.
Yeah.
And then like
that's funny.
I got pretty good grades that semester. Like I got a 3.0, got B's, straight B's, and then the next semester, I was like, I'm going to leave the beer at home and stay home with it. So,
is that a joke that you have? Like,
I've never told it on. Yeah, it was. But I've never told it on stage. It just funny, for that moment. I have a lot of jokes that I just use in life that I've written.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And then I've never told them on stage because, like, I don't know. I feel like I don't have enough time to try all the jokes that I write. Like I have more, and I want to work on one set, so I don't. Yeah. I don't try a lot of. I don't know. It's hard.
It is hard because when you get bogged down, like I used to write so much. Lately, I have been struggling to write because it's like, it's easier when you have that helmet on. Like this is all I fucking think about, But when you're out of it, it is harder. Yeah. But yeah, it is. When you have all these jokes, that's when open mics are the shit. Yeah. Because you're like. Thank you.
I try to get 3 in a week, but I usually get 2.
That's really good.
But
that's like awesome.
I'm trying to really tighten up one set so I can win. I want to try and win this next contest. Yeah. Obviously, I'm going to try my best to win.
Right.
But
it's hard to win there too.
And that's in March. So like I have all this time. It's so much time. And I'm doing Front Street in March too, and that's 10 minutes. And
I've been curious about that. I haven't been there. No. It looks good.
It looks good.
Is that in Cleveland?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And that's Kevin Morrison's show. And I talked to him on Instagram the other day, and I ended up getting on doing the show in March, and he's coming on the podcast. Nice. But
oh, that's awesome.
That's 10 minutes, and I only do 10 minutes at pharmacy, and I do my 5-minute set. And I tell 5 minutes of random throw out, like just try stuff at the beginning, and then I'll do 5 minutes, or I'll just do like a long, like a 7.
Yeah.
But you get 10 there, so I gotta by that time I gotta really feel like because I like it to kind of be a line that you could kind of follow. A lot of times, like I can't get that perfectly, so I just switch topics. But I like the end of one joke to somehow be, even if I just have to throw in a reference to get it to the next joke. I like it to do that. Do you do that?
What was his name? There was a comedian when I was performing for Santora's show. Michael Chiselka.
He's been on my podcast.
Really? He's awesome.
Yeah, Michael Chiselka's on the Dream Tour podcast in the early episodes a year before I was a comedian.
Oh, that's cool. Wow, that's random. Yeah, no, he gave me that note because I was feeling like a lot of mine were pieced together, and then he was like, you need to do that. And then I was like, I haven't been thinking about that enough because it does make it flow so much more easily.
Well, no, he told me.
What?
He said, I said, like we were talking about caring about what people think on the podcast. We had a really, pretty deep intellectual conversation. It was interesting because I was a 20-year-old talking to a 60-year-old.
Yeah.
And he was life experienced, a comedian, lawyer, very intelligent guy.
Yeah, he said he performed with Kinnison, in multiple countries.
He was Kinnison's opener, all over the world.
That's crazy.
And he, or maybe his feature, I don't know exactly which one, but he was before Kinnison.
Probably a feature.
And he, we talked about a decent bit of comedy, talked about the world, society, and whatnot. And he told me, that we were talking about people's opinions, and I was like, see, I don't know if I could do comedy. I've always wanted to, but I don't know if, I don't want to make people, I wouldn't want to be mean to people. And he's like, well, you're not a comedian then.
Oh, really?
And I was like, all right.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like,
but that's, I don't think.
But also, that's one of the reasons I was more inspired to try comedy.
Really?
Like, I gotta find out. If
like where that line would be.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Birbiglia, like he's never jabbing really. Like his is.
There's a lot of people who don't come at people.
Yeah, and who are so.
But
funny.
there is no joke without a target. There's no such thing. Somebody's the target of your joke. Something is the target.
Something
Some
has
idea.
to be off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Well, if I'm telling a jerk off joke, I'm the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
If I'm telling jokes about me and my mom are the butts of that joke. One of us is, you know?
Right.
If I'm telling jokes about pot, pot's the butt of the joke, or I'm the butt of the joke.
That's an interesting way to think about it.
Like, a lot of the times you're the butt of the joke, but also, like, stereotype jokes, whoever the stereotype's against is kind of the butt of the joke. Like,
and that's why people call it punching down.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, jokes are jokes. They should be.
Yeah.
Comedy shouldn't be seen through the lens of the news.
It's like, if we're going to start with media, start with film. Like, make films actually have, like, everyone represented. Don't get on comedians for telling jokes about shit.
Yeah, and because comedians are one-person act. And film having everyone represented, I think
it should be done in an earnest way.
Yes.
It's disgusting when it's done, like,
see,
Star Wars has a black guy.
It's like, oh, we have a black guy and a gay guy
and
a bi woman.
Yeah, it's like, aren't we awesome?
Yeah, just by showing it off, it seems wrong.
Gross.
It's shady. It's like the companies, they throw up a rainbow flag during
the
Pride
emojis,
Month, and they don't give a fuck about that. All they care is more sales.
It's because now it's more accepted.
Yeah.
If we were 30 years ago, you know what I mean? Like,
they didn't do that.
Yeah.
And they put a pride flag up now because it makes them extra sales in America during Pride Month. But they don't do that. Coca-Cola doesn't put up any pride flags over in the Middle East during Pride Month. They don't put that up.
Oh, or even just like women's rights and shit too.
They don't. They don't celebrate that shit over there. They don't care about They're not trying to promote anything. They're trying to make sales.
Yeah, it's like that demographic won't like that. Yeah. America, more people will like that. Yeah,
exactly.
That's what it boils down to.
Mm-hmm.
It is gross.
Yep. It's a gross way to come at it. And I think when you're talking about representation in film, I think it needs to get away from this the way that Hollywood has been so far is,
placemats.
Yeah. And so if you want more people to be represented in films, then more people should be able to make independent. You should make it a way so that more people can make independent films, so that people who are LGBTQ, Black, Hispanic, Asian, underrepresented communities,
the voices can be heard. Not like a white director being like, "Hey, we'll have other demographics in the
and even
cast."
Even if a white director does want to make a movie that has black, that's like black focus, maybe he had a bunch of black friends in his life, and it's a story he had. But if you make the films more independent and less corporate, and it actually comes from creative minds, representation would find its own way.
I definitely agree with you, because it's the empty shit that doesn't. That's what fades into the ether. It's the passion projects that make it into the zeitgeist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. You have to. It doesn't. It's about more freedom, not about trying to fit this image. It's about giving more opportunity. Like, you have to be able to spread the opportunity of filmmaking.
And filmmaking, it is elitist. Yeah, it's like you can't. A low budget movie is millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's not what a fucking low budget movie is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And there's no theater to go see.
Yeah.
You can go to a film festival. Yeah, sure. There's a couple a year in your local city.
Right.
At the art museum or whatever. There's not a bunch of them right in your town, but you can't go a movie theater has 14 rooms. 12 of them are playing blockbuster movies. 2 of them could be playing independent short films that need funding, and they could be promoting. They have the opportunity.
It is. I definitely agree with you. It is a shame that short film is so under,
not even necessarily short, but independent.
Yeah, true. Independent in general. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because independent,
I just love short films personally, so I talk about them a lot.
It's cool because no one talks about them.
They're weird.
They're different. They have a whole different act structure because they have that shorter.
Yeah, they don't have this. you could watch one that's 15 minutes long. Like, if you've ever been to a film festival, you watch one short film 15 minutes long, and it's this story, and, like, you get excited, and you get sad, and then you get happy, and, like, it all comes together. But also, you could watch this 3-minute one that just gets more and more confusing, and then just ends, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, you don't leave with this. Like, when I leave a movie, I have the same feeling almost every time. It's like, oh, good. Good. It was, the story ended all happy. I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
I want a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's that's so true. Like, movies that end with, like, a negative tone, that's way more rare in America specifically. Like, in Britain.
In Hollywood films, yeah.
Yeah.
If you were to watch American independent films, there's plenty of sad endings or confusing endings or...
Yeah.
But people do want you to wrap it up with a bow tie. That people like that.
Yeah, in Hollywood, it's like there's so many. I feel like that works. Yeah,
sure. We'll put a bow tie on that Christmas presents next year. It's just gonna be looking spiffy.
Bow tie, yeah. Cloth. But yeah, I don't know. That is interesting to think about. Like,
I don't know, film. So let's talk about your music. We haven't delved into that at all. So you make music. I did not know this until today.
Yeah.
I only knew you as a comedian until today.
I started in 2019, and then since then I've wanted to at least release like an EP or something every year. Wow. Yeah. So this year I got an iPad.
So you sing or do you play instruments?
I do real like bare bone. It's like just acoustic and voice pretty much. But I love just like lyrics. I wish I could meet someone that is like sick at music editing and has the same vision for shit, because I like doing like the skeletal aspect, like lyrics, and then like the progression of the rhythm. But after that, it's like,
what kind of genre?
Like folky. Yeah, like I love like sad love songs are my favorite thing.
So if you're a singer, you can sing sad love songs. If there was a rapper, right, that wanted a feature that has a girl who sings sad love songs and they're singing a sad love rap.
That's interesting.
What rapper would you think would fit your feature? Like, that you would feature well with?
That's interesting.
Admittedly... Because rappers reach into other genres all the time.
I didn't know that. I thought it was more all rap.
Well, for singers, there's plenty of rap songs that have a singing verses in them from someone who's from a different genre.
That's true.
Would you know any rappers or like
I know like,
or just someone that I might know?
Yeah, like there's this one
I'm a rapper.
Have you heard Sunday? I think is it Earl Sweatshirt?
Mm-hmm.
But I love Sunday. Okay. I admittedly though I've been meaning to like look into rap way more because I really don't know a lot.
There's so many different types.
Yeah, I like the ones that are more like, and what I like Sunday's kind of more in like a sad like love song genre type thing. But also like just like an isolation, I guess, theme in general. But yeah, that's a cool question. But I wish I had more knowledge in the genre to like choose.
Yeah, I'm a like rap fan, so like that's the genre I know. That's why I was asking that. So who are your like name like if you were listening to 3 musicians today and you just had to pick your 3 favorites and you're just gonna listen to their 3 songs for today, what 3 musicians would that be?
Ooh, Joni Mitchell pops right up in my head.
Okay.
I'm so sad that she's off Spotify now.
She's off Spotify?
Yeah, because of all the Rogan stuff. And Neil Young.
She did it with Neil Young?
Yeah, and I've been missing the Neil Young songs too.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I feel like you said just for today, like 3 artists for today.
Yeah, like you like real like what you're feeling today.
Yeah, I feel like Joni Mitchell. There's some Beatles bangers that I do love, and then ooh, it's so hard to choose 3.
No.
For some reason, Karen Dalton popped up. I have been listening to her today again, but she's like a folk. Do you know much about like? Have you seen Inside Llewyn Davis?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's an awesome Coen Brothers movie.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, but it's basically in that setting where it's like 60s, 70s New York, Greenwich Village, and that's when like folk and comedy were huge there.
Yeah.
And like The Gaslight, like Marvelous Miss Maisel, that's set in the same setting. If I could go anywhere, if I could like travel back in time, that'd be where I would go.
Yeah. I don't know where I'd go if I could travel back in time.
I was gonna ask
I
you.
don't know.
Yeah.
Where would I go?
Yeah.
I don't.
Like, where would your soul take you if you had to go somewhere?
I feel like I'm meant to be here.
Really? Wow, that's amazing.
I don't know if I should be anywhere else in time because I wouldn't make sense there.
You just feel like, yeah, there's an intentional.
But yeah, I have there's a lot of freedom today in today's society. I have a lot of free time to do stuff like this and comedy and other types of things and try and.
True.
Like, I wouldn't fit in a different time.
I feel like you would fit in like the 60s somewhere.
Yeah, 60s.
Yeah.
Maybe like the 60s.
60s was like like it's getting.
Yeah, I would too.
Like psychedelic. You have a lot of psychedelic imagery.
Yeah. I do. I would probably do good in like the 60s or even like the 70s.
Probably too, yeah.
But I don't know. I like today because I feel like it's better than it's ever been before. There's always been more problems.
Yeah, it's been a constant evolution. It doesn't feel like it.
It always gets better, but we always point out the negatives because when you point out the negatives, it's supposed to inspire people to fix those problems.
Right. And
it keeps getting better, but we always are still pointing out the next negative. That's just our instinct. It's
weird that like Louis C.K. jokes keep getting brought up because he has that joke about like black people wouldn't like anything before the 80s. Like, no, thank you, I don't want to go. And it's like, dang, that is true. It's like that's a white privilege to be able to like choose anywhere in time and go there and probably be fine.
Yeah, they'd have to go back to like 1500, before.
Yeah, like back to like the roots, which I don't know what was going on in Africa though. I think there's a lot of terrible shit there too.
Africa wasn't great.
Yeah.
Before, yeah, I mean, well, they actually before the Europeans got there, it probably was fine. It's probably like a lot like Native Americans, a lot like.
Yeah, they imperialized.
Yeah, spiritual, and they had their small tribes and small different belief groups and.
Yeah, like
shamans and different traditions and families. Right. I mean, it was probably really hard environmentally because Africa in general is hard environmentally.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much different. I remember talking to my grandma, and she was like, "I said Egypt was in Africa," and she's like, "What?" Like, it's just funny. No, yeah, she had no idea, and it's like,
most people
Africa is crazy.
Africa
Yeah, like there's so much going on.
Mm-hmm. Like. I don't know. The world history is insane. There's so much that went on. One of my favorite videos ever is the history of the entire world, I guess.
What's that one?
It's like this, like, I don't know, 18, 19-minute video. But basically this guy goes from the Big Bang to today.
Oh, wow.
Talking really fast and telling you about all the things that happened. It's pretty funny, but he gives it like really funny, like simple explanation. He's like, yeah, then we were fishing, then we were like, oh, maybe the sun stuff is cool. Oh no, I can't do the sun. That's wow, funny. Look, I developed skin.
That's funny. That reminds me of the. Have you seen the like Quick Rabbit where they do movies like that?
Mm-hmm.
That reminded me of that.
It's a good video.
That
it's
sounds
funny.
Good.
It's funny. I love to watch it. Take some mushrooms. Just
and it sounds like it would be like educational too.
Oh no! It is an educational video.
Yeah.
It's just a casual overview of the history of the entire world.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
History is a fascinating subject.
Yeah, it really is, and like evolution, it's so weird. I feel like we hold ourselves in such high esteem, but like.
We're animals. We're just trying to
Yeah, we're the first iteration of after animal. You know what I mean?
I still think of us as animals.
But no.
We're intelligent.
Yeah,
for sure. But we're still...
And I agree with you. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, we're not completely not animals now. Like, we're the first human.
We're self-recognized. Like, we understand.
Yeah, sentient.
We can reflect. We're sentient. There's all these words for it. We're conscious, fully conscious.
Yeah.
But are we fully conscious?
Yeah, the vast majority of people know, really.
All right, let me ask you about this. So I just recently heard of the egg theory. Have you ever heard of the egg theory before?
This sounds familiar, but I can't explain it.
So this might be the theory right now that I believe is the world. I think this is what we're doing. Do you believe in like reincarnation of any sort?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So before...
I feel like universal.
So... Before I heard this egg theory, my belief was, so yes, everybody is connected in this weird spiritual way that we don't understand through our energies, because a person who died 3,000 years ago has decomposed and been re-put into the environment, and because matter can't be destroyed or created,
or energy.
Yeah, so his matter and the matter and energy of every person that's ever lived is still around us, and it's probably what makes us up. Like a tiger ate a caveman, and the tiger died and got eaten by the birds, and the birds died and got eaten by the worms, and the plants sucked it up, and then so all the energy that's on the earth is the same stuff, just reused and recycled all this time. So I always
Mufasa.
Yes.
It's circle of life.
So I always believed we were all connected somehow through that. But I've also always kind of thought like everyone is the same person. Like we're all the same person, just with different perspectives and circumstance. Like, so we've lived different lives, but we all start as just kind of this thing that can become anything.
I agree with that. Different inputs create different outputs, but they studied like babies, and we do have like innate senses of fairness. Like babies in all different countries had similar reactions to different stuff. Like if something was unfair,
There's another study on babies I recently heard about from Reddit. They took 40 babies and they detached them from all human contact.
Oh my god!
And this was like in the 60s or something when they were doing fucked up
that's
experiment.
fucked up shit.
And they took 40 babies and they would detach them from humans. So all they would do is get changed and fed by someone all dressed up, and they couldn't see their face.
Wow!
And so most of the babies died.
Really?
They just gave up and died because they had no connection.
Oh my god!
And then they like stopped trying they'd stop trying to eat and stop crying. They just give up and like stop trying to connect with the person feeding them.
Yeah.
And then once they stopped trying to connect, it was just a matter of time before they died. I don't know exactly how long.
Yeah, I wonder how long.
But and then eventually they gave up on it and they gave the babies to families, and some of the babies lived, but some of them still died once they were given to their families.
Wow.
Given to a family that would become theirs.
Yeah.
They died because they had already given up before they left the experiment. Like they had given up but not died yet.
Yeah.
They had stopped attempting to make connection. So they just gave up and just there was no like health reason. There was no like toxicity in the air or anything like in an autopsy that they could discover that killed them, besides the fact that they didn't have human connection.
How does Reddit work? Like,
I don't know. It was a
is it
TikTok.
Like to a scholarly or like a anything? Because it's like I hate that about
No, this
the
could
internet.
just be a guy.
Yeah, it could just be someone
story.
like but it's like that's really interesting though.
It was a TikTok of what are the worst experiments you've ever heard of in history.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
It was like
would be the worst.
There was like 3 of them. Like it's the only one I remembered because I was like, that's fucked.
But they did a lot of I saw this one documentary about these twins. There was like an orphanage or something that was separating twins and studying them.
I don't know when the camera shut off like a couple seconds ago, so perfect.
Oh, okay.
We'll get it right back on. All right, we're back. Yeah.
But yeah, they separated these twins and would study them. Like someone would come to the house and study their development and shit, but never told them that they were twins. And they found out when they were like adults. It was like specifically about these triplet males.
Interesting. Weird. Yeah. It's so weird. But the egg theory. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. So I got distracted. But yeah. So the reason I thought about changed my belief to this egg theory might be it. So the egg theory is that we're all reincarnated.
Yeah.
But we're all the same person. Reincarnated at different times in different places throughout history. So we're every single person in every single time. It's just all of us. We are the same person. And we are an egg that once we figure out how to realize this and become this being that we could be as a group, we become a god. So like we're an egg to become a god that could create a universe and start this again. So like we're the egg as a society that eventually we will figure out that we're all the same, we're all one.
Oh.
And we could and almost every religion has this general idea behind it as well.
That's interesting too, because to become a god, if we became that intelligent to understand that, it almost stands to reason that then we would create another something, and that then you would be a god. you know?
Yeah, so like we're one being eventually going to figure it out, or not. Maybe we fail, but figure it out and become God beings.
Well, how would like a planet of people? They would just all be individual God beings.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if there would be like some celestial something.
Some celestial like everyone came together. Yeah.
To one person, and then it's like, is that person? What do they look like?
You ever watch Love, Death, and Robots?
No, but I've heard things about it.
There's an episode about a civilization inside their freezer. They like open up their freezer and there's this tiny civilization inside. And it's just this couple eating pizza, drinking wine, watching it. It's this little short, and they it's on Netflix, and they
Okay, yeah, I've seen it before, but.
And like that one's really good. It's almost like that. It's like the civilization somehow becomes one at the end and like figures it all out. But like,
that's interesting.
I don't know. I hope that's what it is, honestly.
I've never heard that before. Yeah, the egg theory.
I like it.
Yeah, so essentially we would hatch into a god.
Yeah, we would hatch into a god somehow.
Interesting.
Once we have figured out how to stop judging and hating and doing all the wrong, doing all the bad stuff, and how once we figure out the point that like we could become one perfect society, we could become a god.
Yeah.
But I'm not a what's a perfect society called?
Utopia?
Yeah, I'm not a utopian. Like, I don't think that we'll ever reach a utopia. I don't believe that.
If we became God people.
But if we became God people, I don't think that's anywhere near my lifetime.
Yeah.
If we all realize, but like that, if we want to become God people, we would just be one. We would all become
one God
being. Yeah.
It's interesting. There's a lot of variables to like in terms of evidence of that being in place already. You know what I mean? But that is like
that's
really interesting.
Almost the idea of Catholicism, because their idea is we are one body in Christ, and so you all go to the same place, heaven.
Yeah.
When you die, but where do babies come from? Do they come from heaven? Do they come from this place? The idea.
Limbo, isn't that Catholic?
Yeah. But the idea is that of this, I guess not of this egg theory, but of what I believe, what I think the egg theory would be to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is because that's all I understood, all that I heard this video on. But what I would think is that when you die, you go to this dimension, and when you're born, you come from this dimension. It's all the same dimension.
Oh, interesting.
And in there, it's one energy that is human energy, and you're just a piece of that human energy put into a circumstance. You live your life, you grow a perspective, you have different personality, but eventually we could figure out how to merge.
Yeah, all of that. That's interesting.
I thought it was interesting.
That is interesting. Huh. Yeah. I've always been attached to that universal idea that there's infinite universes. And I feel like if there's reincarnation, I can't imagine it would be just to our planet. You know,
that's interesting.
It feels like it would be.
So I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like a whole different species, and it makes it make sense too how you would just have no recollection, like you're a baby all of a sudden in this whole different universe, or a slightly different one.
Yeah, I'm like an alien, and my dick's purple.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, or like you're in
Jimmy.
the one universe that the only difference today is that you bought Pepsi today.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that's the only dip because it's infinite on that spectrum pendulum.
Yeah, it could be every single decision. There is a universe for every single single person's every single decision.
Like the Rick and Morty too, just where it's ridiculous. Like the phone pizza. Did you see that episode where they're like hopping through?
I've seen them all, unless they're like not on Hulu yet.
I think they have them all. I think it's 4 seasons, right?
Yeah, 4 seasons are on Hulu. So
But they have one where it's like they're going through universes and they have a runner throughout the show where like first it's I think a person.
Oh yeah, the couches.
Yes.
Yeah,
they're like,
exactly.
Can I get one phone with whatever? Yeah, or like.
And he's talking on
a
human.
Yeah.
And then it's a human ordering a pizza, and he's like,
Extra
"Can I get
people.
one couch?" Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh man.
Exactly.
What's your favorite animated adult animation?
I mean, I love Rick and Morty, but my favorite anime, Naruto.
Ah, it makes sense.
It was great.
It makes sense.
Amazing.
I really
just watched
don't.
It this past
Wow,
year,
that
and I loved
ramen
it.
looks good.
Yeah, Ichiraku ramen. You know? What do you know about Ichiraku?
I've never watched Naruto. I've majored in 2D animation,
You should.
and I don't know
watch
any
Naruto.
anime.
You should watch Naruto. It's a lot
I'm
of
not
Japanese,
I'm
but
not
it's
sure.
amazing.
I'm not sure if I'm on the genres. If I'm of the, I don't know what to expect. I guess I know I would like Miyazaki. I think.
I don't know. I haven't seen that, but
okay.
I've only seen Naruto anime wise.
Oh really?
Yeah, but it is one of the greatest shows I've seen in all of television.
Is it they have powers and they?
So they're ninjas, right?
Oh.
So they're ninjas, and they do have they use their chakra. Their chakra is their power.
Okay.
And they have different abilities and whatnot. But
okay.
The show in general, like the arc,
mm-hmm.
it's a long show,
mm-hmm.
but it starts from him as like a 14-year-old to like a young adult. Like he grows up and he gets older as the show goes on. He matures, his attitude changes, and like he learns more about his life and develops these relationships. And he is pretty much the town loser. Like he has a demon inside of him, and everyone knows he has a demon inside of him. He doesn't.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, he has a demon fox spirit inside of him.
What's his name? What's Naruto mean?
Naruto's his name.
It is his name?
It's the main character's name, yeah. Naruto Uzumaki.
Okay.
Yeah, and Naruto is,
okay.
Yeah, but basically, like, he doesn't have any family or parents, and he has a fox demon inside of him that was put inside of him to save the village because the fox demon was killing everyone in the village.
Oh,
and it's inside of him,
like...
and he's containing it. It was put in him when he was a newborn, the day he was born.
Wow.
He doesn't know about it. Only the elders of the village like are allowed to tell him. No one's allowed to tell him. But he's shunned and rejected from his village.
Oh, and he just thinks it's because it's him.
He thinks it's him.
That's sad. Why wouldn't they tell him?
It's a super sad, emotional show. Like, I cried. Like, I cried. Yeah, they think the fox is going to break out
that
of him and kill
sounds
everyone and make him
good.
mad. Yeah. And
I never realized
so basically,
it was like that.
He's like shunned and no one treats him well, but eventually he like forms relationships with people, and basically he's shunned, and he thinks the only way, because they're a village of ninja. There's villages of regular people, but there's multiple ninja villages in the world, and ninjas have powers, and the regular people don't, and they protect the people from around them.
Okay.
They're like the army of their world. But he thinks the only way that he can make people recognize him is if he becomes the best ninja to ever live, the strongest ever. And he's like this loser in school.
Good.
Yeah, it's a great show.
That's a really good... I might fucking... That's insane that you just made me want to watch Naruto.
Oh,
because I literally am not an anime person.
Yeah, that's what
that
I said until I watched Naruto.
Good. Yeah.
No, it's one of the best stories.
Interesting.
It's super long, but if you take... The thing is, a lot of it's in Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like South Korean zombie movies and stuff.
Yeah, so you can watch it in English through the whole first... So there's Naruto, Shonen Jump, and then there's Naruto Shippuden. Naruto Shonen Jump is on Netflix, and it is his youth. Like, he's younger.
Which came out first?
Naruto
It
Shonen
was the
Jump.
youth one.
Yeah, so Shonen Jump is about his grasp of his powers, and you slowly meet who are going to be his enemies in the next show.
Oh, cool.
And the enemies in the next show are very serious, like world threats.
So is it not super actiony initially?
Yeah, initially it's a lot of character development.
I like
so the
that.
Shonen Jump is like character development, but there is some action in there.
Yeah.
And then Shippuden is his teenage years, his upper teenage years, where he's kind of honed his skill. He's actually like, he's not a pussy anymore. He's not weak.
He's Naruto.
He's what you wanted.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's real good.
Wow. Huh.
Okay.
BoJack would have been mine. And
BoJack?
I just feel like
my gosh, I love BoJack.
Isn't it? I describe it as like a work of art. It's like it's not.
It's so artistic.
Oh,
yes.
it's so artistic.
It makes you feel what it would be like to be that guy. Like, you actually understand. Like, they're horses and
yeah, it's so silly. It's so deep.
It's so deep. It's about it. It's that. What is he? He was like an 80s sitcom star.
Back in the 90s.
In the 90s. He was a 90s sitcom star who has nothing going anymore.
Kind of like Bob Saget.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so sad.
So good. Like,
But
it just
so
gets
good.
into the human condition so much through the lens of fame.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting.
Yeah,
I love it.
Humans are weird creatures, and shows that can express, like, that's what I love about Naruto. It does express something that's really true
The
to
fact
humanity.
that it's character driven, I never really realized that. And that's what I think matters the most.
That's what anime is mainly. It's
really
cartoons that are very, like, the characters are really developed. It's these long stories about their lives, and I think a Shonen Jump is a type. I'm not an expert on anime, but I think a Shonen Jump is typically like a type of anime about like the beginnings of a character and not like their ultimate triumph. It's about the beginnings, and then like I don't know what. That's like cool. Yeah, but so like it's
so relatable. I mean, everybody feels like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's one of the best shows I've ever watched.
Wow.
But I gotta pee again.
Okay.
And then when we come back, we'll talk about comedy and music and where we can check you out, and then we'll head out for the day.
Awesome.
And we are back again. I'm sorry, I just keep having to pee. It's happened. I drank a liquid IV, a coffee, and a couple high noons. It happens. But so let's talk about like what's your typical week in comedy? What places would you haven't been this last month? But what places do you hit in a normal week?
In a normal week, like when I was really like hammering in, I've been focusing on music the last month, but hammering in on comedy, I used to do Chong's, which is now Twisted Melt. Okay. And then Funny Stop, and then basically any other gigs. I know Harvey had that Windsor show. But yeah, currently I've just been focusing on the Funny Stop really.
Funny Stop.
Yeah, because I've been wanting to do, I haven't been writing as much, so there's not as much material to do at like open mics. Yeah, I've been trying to like hone in on the cream of the crop type of, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too right now, is just like, I've stopped writing as much as I was, because I was writing like almost 5 minutes
every week. It can ruin your life sometimes. Like, you're hanging out with people and you're like, hang on a second.
I do that. I do that all the time. I do that all the freaking time.
It's annoying. Yeah, it's like, but...
Yeah, and I'm putting the notes in, but right now I'm kind of looking back at what I've told over the last 6 months and punching it up, like getting it better.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I've been doing. But yeah, so we can see you at the Funny Stop on
Wednesdays. I'm trying to get weekend shit more.
Yeah, some more weekends there. Yeah. And then Twisted Melt on Tuesdays if you're coming out. Because when this comes out, it'll be almost a couple weeks, like 3 to 4 weeks from now.
Yeah,
I'm like a stack.
If I'm out of my anti like open mic phase, then I would definitely be going there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then music. Where do you?
Oh yeah.
Check that out.
So I have it's all on Spotify, but basically with DistroKid, it's everywhere.
DistroKid,
yeah, you can find it. Yeah.
Yep, I know all about DistroKid.
Yeah.
I got a couple friends who are rappers.
It's a lifesaver to have DistroKid because it does get you onto everything. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So
like with your music, you put out music that's on Spotify and everything under Samantha Archual.
Yep.
And then So you're putting out an EP a year, you said?
Yeah, I'm trying to at least put out one thing every year.
Okay, that's awesome. Awesome. So, shoot, you can check you out on Spotify and all those places. Man, I had a music question, and it's fading right now. It's somewhere in there.
Ooh, I want you to remember it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. It was about like writing, or?
It was kind of okay. Like in your process, though.
Yeah.
So in your process, are you one of those people that shows up to the studio and like? It's like you have a notebook full of lyrics, or are you like?
So, dude, I had one studio experience. I paid them like $1,000.
Oh my god!
And I can't. I don't know theory. Like I know how to play guitar. I do what feels natural. I think it sounds like I just focus on capturing a feeling and a progression. And they're always like 1:30. They're like or 2. They're very short, like just emotional captures. I feel like, but yeah, I had a terrible experience with a studio because I paid them like $1,000 and he wasn't listening. Like he was making me have to play to a click track, and that's separating the guitar and the words. But like the way I write, since I don't know theory, I write them together. So I don't do it by like this is 4 beats of whatever. You know what I mean? So I was like, I don't, and it's like you can't do like a 50s style like recording me playing it together on a mic well. Like I spent so many hours there and money, and then like. it sounded like pieced together. The times weren't right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you have to listen to who your person is. You can't just make everybody do.
Yeah, and you're not. Yeah, you need to be like in Nashville or something where they have that type of capabilities where they can record with you playing the guitar and the voice at the same time.
Yeah, like just like I feel like there's I mean Aerosmith made like even the classic rock bands, they would record all together.
Mm-hmm.
Like do you know Sweet Emotion, how it starts out with that it's like a slow maraca at first. That's a sugar packet. I heard him talking. Steve Tyler was talking. They lost their maracas, and then he just did that with a sugar packet.
Real close to the mic. That's awesome. That's super cool.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're approaching 2 hours here, but before we get out of here, I do want to do some shout outs for you. So like, let's shout out your social media and everything.
Oh yeah.
And tell everyone where to check you out. Let me wait. Is the camera off or something? What's going on here?
Oh, did it die?
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, it says the card's full. Okay, well, this part will be audio, and then I'll have to delete. I'll have to save and delete.
You can just show pictures of the social media.
Yeah, show pictures of social media. Oh, yeah. Shout your social medias out, and we'll head out of here.
Yeah, it's just Samantha Archual and then that's Facebook and Instagram. And
Okay.
I don't use my Twitter.
So Facebook and Instagram, we can check you out. Samantha Archual.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on
Thanks
today.
for having me. Yeah, it was fun. I was just
yeah.
like hanging out.
All over the place. It was all over the place. Akron's most random podcast. Thank you guys for checking it out. Thanks for coming to Duke It Out with us. And come back next week. I don't know, subscribe or something.
If you want it.
Yeah, if you want it. I don't know. Do what you want.